I am pleased to be joined with a former Pelican, now member of the Chicago Cubs, Jeremiah Estrada. Man, so far, what's been your favorite part of taking that mound?
I'm honestly blessed to see my name right there. My other brothers are like, guess who I just pulled on MLB The Show? I'm like, oh, you. It's like Edwin Diaz's new trumpet song. Like,
yeah, right.
I was sitting there and I got to experience the song and him running out, and I was just like, I need to find a better song.
Seeing all the Cubs fans all in one area, what do you like most about being just in the city of Chicago?
That dude would, I'm pretty sure, you give him a pillow and a sleeping bag, he would sleep at home plate. Yeah, they're like, oh, we can't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to make my debut, I need a haircut.
We're here in Chicago at CubsCon. I'm Sam Weiderhaft, and this is Behind the Scenes, presented by RipTydz, Oceanfront Grill, and Rooftop Bar. We're here in Chicago at CubsCon. I'm Sam Weiderhaft, and this is Behind the Scenes, presented by RipTydz, Oceanfront Grill, and Rooftop Bar. All right, a lot of fun stuff happening at CubsCon, and I am pleased to be joined with a former Pelican, now member of the Chicago Cubs, Jeremiah Estrada. Man, you were with the Pelicans in 2021, not all that long ago. It was about a year and a half ago, but so much has happened in your life since that time. Just tell me about what the last year and a half has been like for you.
Honestly, it's just been more of a blessing than anything. You know, my family and I have just always been dreaming about staying healthy each year because that's been a big issue. But over the years, you know, I've just been given the power to be able to actually stay healthy for once and to actually show what I can do.
Yeah, you mentioned staying healthy. I remember back in Myrtle Beach, that was your first time pitching in a long time. You dealt with a lot of arm injuries. Just how much work has been put into your career?
A lot of work. You know, we've tried to find so many things to figure out, ways to pitches to kind of give up or to like give in, you know, because you never know. We couldn't figure out what it was, you know. Something was always happening. But as my family and I have been Christian Baptists, and you know, we just said leave it all in God's hands, and He's in full control of what can happen. And it's just been some work that it's taken a lot of work, you know, whether if it was gaining weight, losing weight, working on this arm path, or just some ways of different workouts.
Absolutely.
You know, and I found a routine during last year in 2022, and it seemed to work.
And they just skyrocketed all the way to the big leagues, and it was really cool to watch. We're really happy for you here in Myrtle Beach. But we got some fan-submitted questions for you coming out of this jar. So let's just
do it. I'm excited.
A random one. When you're running out of the bullpen at Wrigley Field, what music is coming through the speakers?
Throughout my career, even in high school, I've always walked out of Tupac.
Yeah.
Hail Mary, Tupac, Ambition as a Writer, Tupac. He's always been a favorite rapper, you know. But I've just seen, you know, like if I have the role of a closer, you know, because this year I was at a lot of closing roles, you know, in South Bend and Tennessee and all. I just always looked at Mariano Rivera, Trevor Hoffman's, and all their songs are like honestly more instrumental than anything. Mm-hmm. So I was just looking up, okay, let's look up some songs, whether if it's going to be techno or honestly new noise or something. So I'm thinking about a little rock and roll song probably at some point.
I like that. Being in that closer role, I feel like the intimidation factor with that song is like a huge thing. You know, like you talked about Trevor Hoffman, Mariano Rivera, like that. Them running out to those songs just instills like fear in the hitter.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because and it gets the crowd roaring. Just like Edwin Diaz's new trumpet song, like
right.
I was sitting there and I got to experience the song and him running out, and I was just like, I need to find a better song because his has no words, it's just trumpets, and I'm like, I got to find something that's going to get the crowd going, not just me.
Okay, so we're going to revamp that for 2023 as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good to hear. I can't wait. Next question. Okay, taking things away from baseball. Mm-hmm. Favorite non-baseball activity?
Ooh. Well, honestly, I mean, I do enjoy a lot of video games.
Okay.
Play with a lot of guys in video games, but golfing.
Wow. That seems to be a common hobby among
pitchers,
especially pitchers. Yeah, I was going to say, like, there's a lot of guys that go out and hit the links.
Oh, yeah. You know, like my dad every now and then when I was a kid would like, teach me some swings, but I never really took it serious. But during the COVID year, there's nothing else to do and golf courses were open, and my buddies and I would golf like 3 times a week. And it was funny because I was good, and then the more I golfed, the worse I got.
Because you're thinking about it.
Yeah, and then I started to take time off, and I'd come back and it would be good.
Yeah.
But golfing would be a thing, and hanging out with my little brothers, playing indoor wiffle ball.
Yeah, there you go. I was talking with Ethan Hearn this past year, and he said that during that COVID year, he picked up golf. He was playing with Justin Steele, and that was just one of the things that kind of made the time go by faster, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And Myrtle Beach, of course, when you were here in 2021, huge golf place. Did you ever get out when you were with the Pelicans and play?
We played once, me and DJ.
Oh,
we
really?
went out there one day, and we're just like, let's go swing some clubs, and it was hot.
Where was it at?
Hot. I don't remember where it was at, but it was a lot of trees. It just looked like we were in a jungle. It was. I loved it. I loved it. Golf honestly is satisfying to me because it's just an open field of grass and trees.
Yeah.
And nothing's more satisfying than to just stay there. You feel like you have so much room to do things. I love it.
It's like you versus nature.
Exactly.
You know, like that's what I kind of like about it.
Exactly.
I'm not good at all. I've played a handful of Myrtle Beach courses. I'm not good. I just can't do it. But you mentioned video games. What are you playing right now? What have you been into?
Right now, I mean, I normally play, like, a top game that I've always played was MLB The Show, but it's kind of doing me wrong, you know. A lot of issues with the game, with it, like, you know, causing errors, and I'm like, okay, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But I have a group that my buddies from the hometown, we all got into a game called DayZ.
Okay.
It's based off an open world zombie apocalypse, and there's 60 other people that could probably be on the map, and you would never know. But then again, you could have your teammates join the same server, and you can find each other. And no names pop up when you see them. You just gotta like, hey, you gotta be on the same chat, and be like, crouch check, and then if they're not crouching, then you shoot them.
That sounds intense.
It's very intense. I kid you not. No other game gets my heart pumping more than that game.
Well, hold on. So you talk about playing MLB The Show. You should be in next year's edition of MLB The Show.
Yeah,
with the Cubs.
I was in it actually.
Yeah,
this year.
Right. I mean, what's that like to see yourself in a video game?
I've dreamed about that. The amount of times we have a guy named Alex. I think it's Alex Healy who does. He's a Cubs fan, and he does like works with the San Diego or the MLB The Show people.
Yeah.
And every year I text him, can I get a player? Can I get a player myself? Can I get my own guy? He's like, sorry, bro, you got to be in the big leagues, so you got to do this. And the first day I made it big leagues, can I get my player now? And he starts laughing. He was like, yeah, you can finally get it. And I was just like playing with it, and I love to see it. It's honestly a blessing to see that.
I mean, what's your rating? Like, do you think it's accurate?
Well, I was only up there for a month, and I only got like 6 innings in, so I mean, I think I'm like a 56.
Yeah.
You know, but the velo's up there, so
that's all that matters.
It's up there, and they don't have my picture yet.
Okay.
That's the one thing, though. But I mean, I understand because I haven't taken any pictures yet. But
right.
Yeah, the pictures aren't there, but I'm honestly blessed to see my name right there. My little brothers are like, guess who I just pulled on MLB The Show? I'm like, oh, you.
Oh my gosh,
and I'm like,
man.
let's go, 56.
That's a surreal experience.
Oh yeah, my brothers. That's what I honestly like. Why I continued, other than my dad, of course. You know, I love my dad, and I want to work as hard to continue what we've worked on since we were kids.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to just make sure and make proud of is my little brothers more than anything.
Absolutely.
Because I know they look up to me, and I'm happy that they look up to me.
That's what big brothers are for, man. You got to be the role model.
For sure.
We got 2 really good questions. Let's keep going through here and see what else we got. All right, let's go back to 2021 with the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Again, coming off of injury. What was your favorite moment from that 2021 season?
It was DJ Hers, me, Bailey Reed, and Correa at Columbia throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah. With Aliendo behind the plate, right?
I think so, yeah. With Aliendo. And, oh my God, that kid's electric behind the plate. Like, I've loved all my catchers behind the plate, you know, like Bryce Windham and Ethan Hearn, but that dude would, I'm pretty sure, you give him a pillow and a sleeping bag, he would sleep at home plate. Yeah. He loves baseball. He's more electric than anybody that I've seen. I mean, Ethan Hearn gets into it too, but Pablo, I mean, it's the Dominican vibe, you know, or a Latin vibe of just to love what they do. But that day during that no-hitter, it was exciting because I didn't even know there was a no-hitter going in.
Right.
I went in there and I was just like, after the second inning out there, I'm looking at my mound and I got done with the prayer and I'm like, this is 0 with the hits.
Yeah.
And I was like, but yeah, that moment was a great moment.
But just to have a moment like that, like with the other pitcher, what was that moment like when it finally got completed?
It was awesome. Like, I just running up to DJ, Correa, and Bailey just saying about like, bro, we did it. We didn't even know too. And it was just like thinking about the bullpen, you know, the mentality that we were just all like, without even having to focus that there was a perfect game and having to stress about it, everybody went up to pitch to compete and just didn't matter. They knew that they had a job to do and it was to shut those guys down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach.
All right, let's keep it rolling. We've only got a few more left. Okay. So you did pitch at Wrigley Field this past year. Made your debut in Toronto, but pitched a few games at Wrigley Field. So far, what's been your favorite part of taking that mound?
The run from the bullpen to the pitcher's mound is just different.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, you've experienced just the minor league and the little stuff, like running out. You don't see that view from running to actually see the home of Wrigley Field. And for the first time, I remember because I always do my prayer after I'm like throwing my warm-ups, and I look down and I look back up, and normally you see no one in the stands at the home field. You know, in minor leagues, I just see like a full crowd, and honestly, just being able to see the best fans in baseball is one other thing too. You know, knowing that like we could be down 6-0 and our fans are still in the same seats.
Yeah.
And I love that the most.
But when you made that debut, what do you remember from that day and just what happened?
Man, there was just a lot building up to that day. The fact of being in Toronto was honestly a feeling to kind of be like, okay, first trip, Toronto, you know, I'm leaving the country. One thing that I was worried about is my family couldn't be there because they're not vaccinated. And, that's, you know, it was just late notice and everything. But I'm happy they all got to see. But I was more stressed about, like, okay, what do I got to wear in the first day? I need a haircut. I don't know when I'm going to pitch. Like, I didn't know anything else was going to happen.
Right.
And leading to that day, I went to Lululemon to get some pants, went to go get a haircut. I went to 4 different shops to find a haircut. And I just went to a hair salon. And
what was wrong with the first 3?
They don't take walk-ins. Everybody's off of apps now.
Wow.
That makes me, I hate that.
So like, Toronto was like,
yeah, they're like, oh, we can't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to make my debut. I need a haircut. Leading up to that day, I just did what I had to do to get myself mentally focused, like the same way I've done through all the 2022 season.
Yeah.
From South Bend to there, I had the same mindset. It's just a game. See what they can do with the fastball and trust yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Being at Cubs Con, seeing all the Cubs fans all in one area, what do you like most about being just in the city of Chicago?
Honestly, just the fans. That's what I love the most, honestly. It's just, I'm so grateful for the fan base that we have. You know, I grew up as obviously a Dodgers fan, and I've seen the fan bases there too, and they're good, but they're nothing compared to how loyal the Cub fans are and how faithful they are.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of passion just for this team, and we'll wrap it up with this, Jeremiah. But just such a great 2022 for you. What are you looking forward to in 2023 to improve upon that?
To honestly, still not to worry too much about where I'm at. You know, I know it's a big worry, like, hey, you're in the big leagues, you gotta kind of make adjustments. You know, there are some things that you need to work on. But my mindset is to trust my stuff that I still have, get stronger as much as I can, be a sponge and adapt what you could learn from the new guys, from the coaches, from the pitching staff, and to just honestly be the best person that I can be, the best teammate that I can be, and the best player that I can be, thanks to the staff and, you know, teaching me the ways of being a Cub.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of Cubs fans are looking forward to watching you, Jeremiah, on that mound, and just congratulations on a great 2022 and making your MLB debut. Extremely proud of you here in Myrtle Beach, and looking forward to it.
Sure, thank you guys for having me, and I'm excited to see what goes on.
That was Cubs pitcher Jeremiah Estrada, and thanks for watching another episode of Behind the Seams, presented by RipTydz, Oceanfront Grill, and Rooftop Bar.